Oh my God. Hey, listen, guys. We're gonna jump right into this. Like I said, we'll start our thing off with Charles Payne. Guys, this is a court case of clowns. Just when you thought it couldn't get stupider, it's getting stupid from my understanding. I also got a link that I'm gonna post in chat so everybody can kind of get a report for a report, because obviously it was hell trying to actually keep up what was actually going on with the court case, starting off with fire alarms and all that nonsense. I don't know if that was one of us, if that was one of them trying to make it look like one of us. But like I said, complete another clown show. But first, let's tap down with our boy Charles Payne. We're going to drill down into our little overview of what happened with our little hearing, if you want to call it that. All right. See that right there? See that right there? See that right there? Right when you thought I was going to start, you know I got to bring it in. Cue that wind effect. Bring it in. Bring it in. you thought I forgot, didn't you? Bring it in. Bring it in. Bring it in. Bring it in. Now we're going to hit that. Get it done.
Well, my next guest has never wavered on his bullishness.
Let's get it, Charles.
But I feel like he's taken a more pedestrian approach recently. Now, other firms are beginning to lift their
They're
targets.
getting
So
bullish
the
on equities.
Will this Super Bowl move his
Somebody's
target?
been screaming that for the last
Capital
6
Markets
months.
Chief Investment Strategist.
5 months.
All right, Brian, last time I looked, you were at 45.50. Still one of the top numbers up there, but this market's made a big move. Are you thinking about moving that target?
Thanks so much for having us, Super Bowl. Listen, how many people come on your network, brother? How many people come on your network and say, man, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. And where I hope I'm wrong is our bull case is 50-50, meaning 5,050 on the S&P. And that's a brand new price high. You know, listening to everybody talk about the market, I've come up with a new way to explain the market. It's the yeah, but market. Yeah, but. So think about it. Yeah,
Okay.
but we're still going to have a recession.
Man,
yeah,
I just
but
love
inflation's never
bulls.
gonna go
It's
down.
just a
but the Fed
different
is
vibe.
wrong. Yeah, or the market's expensive. Yeah, but everything's been led by 5 or 10 stocks. And you showed some great research at the top of the show that's absolutely correct. It's one of these situations where we're getting confidence in equity investing again, and confidence begets confidence. Remember, a lot of institutional money missed the January, February, March move and didn't really get involved.
Guys, just like I said in the last video, there is hella institutional money that's sitting on the sidelines, over leveraged in cash and bonds, that is still yet to trickle into these equities. This is the first leg of this bull rally. Don't miss out on your thought on your yacht. That's what I'm gonna have. A couple thoughts. You might just be a one thought type of person. I'm a multiple thought type of person. You understand?
With tech stocks, for all intents and purposes, until AI really became a believable theme. You know, for our mark, we've owned NVIDIA for several years. We own NVIDIA because of the electronic vehicle part of it and the battery side of it, but more importantly because of the great management and great product that it had. So now it just happened to be kind of the poster child for AI. But remember, the U.S. stock market has the best names in the world, and I think that's why we're leading, and that's why we're going to continue to lead for the next 3 to 5 years.
It's so funny you say that, because every January, the top theme on Wall Street is that this time the world outbeats, the market. World markets beat America every January, and the reasoning for that is because it hasn't happened in more than a decade. I do, though, know
Video,
that you still
8%
haven't
on a month.
completely ruled out recession.
Can't beat it.
What are you waiting for to kind of make a final choice there? Just the data to come in?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, again, stocks lead, earnings are
Look at this price moving now, guys. This was the 6 month. This is what I'm trying to tell you. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Beginning of the year, NVIDIA was 140. We crawling towards 500. That is what I'm saying when I'm saying the greatest generational wealth transfer occurring. Do not let this slip and slide up under your nostrils. I'm loading deck. A lot of people loading deck. A lot of people coming to work because they sitting back like, wait a minute. Tesla up 200%. Y'all talking about squeezes. Retail, this is us. Family, this is us. You've got to extend out. Of course, we always going to have our swing trades, our plays, our AMCs, but you should not be missing out on this right here. You should not be missing out on this yabba dabba do. I took back to Fred Flintstone. That's how this thing rolls.
27%. So it said we're going to have some sort of a slowdown. I don't know what that is. To me, it doesn't even matter if we do have one, because the market. Remember, I like to tell people, you don't invest in GDP, you invest in companies. So whether or not we have a recession is almost a moot point. What we need to do is kind of get past the next several months and see what's happening. I think it's absolutely deplorable that people come on and talk about how we need to see unemployment go up. I think that's terrible. We shouldn't be talking like that. We have an employment situation that is robust and more people are coming back into the workforce. And so I think that's going to be really strong. It's going to continue to pace things for the next several years.
So I want to go.
Guys, and another key point, bullish. All right, let's start off with that. Secondly, the American economy, if this didn't make you a believer, I don't know what was. I know on the 1st of January, we was in our seats, just butthole tightened up. In your seats, like, oh, hell, everything's going downhill. Inflation, eggs up $4. We sit up here thinking, it's over with. Somehow, the American economy is showing that more people have more money than was expected. They're sitting up and saving. Savings are rising back up somehow. People are eating the inflation. The American economy is eating the inflation. We are now having inflation sparked on by demand. People are now buying up stuff to where you can't even counter the inflation. That's why when Jay Powell came out and was basically like, hey, listen, I'm not, against the bull rally. And basically he's just saying, he doesn't have expectation for inflation to get back down to 2025, guys. It's going to be long-term inflation, but hey, people just get used to it. I mean, people just ate it. People are like, oh, okay, what? All right, what? Water's $3 a bottle now? All right. I mean, hey, America. That's all I
some of
guess.
the areas that you have,
I'm not happy about it, but I'm investing my money. So, hey, my money's working.
I want to zero in because you have communication services and tech, but I'm looking here at financials. We just had the stress test. Is it time to get back in there? And I would imagine have to be extremely selective right now.
Very much so, but you also have to play this theme of scale. We've been very clear that I think you're going to see a very bifurcated market in the banks, meaning the really small banks that have very clean balance sheets, great management teams, and strong cash flow, and the very big banks that are able to provide the credit that some of the medium banks aren't going to be able to. The facilities of credit
But they want
in
you
terms
to
of
jump
all
in
the
that
business
banking
lending
thing. I'm
and
not
the like.
touching
So
it with a 10-foot
that's why
pole.
in our portfolios we own Bank of America, J.P. Morgan, and the Canadian banks, because I think the big three that are involved in the U.S., namely BMO, TD, and RBC, are really picking up a lot of the slack from some of the regional banks that can't provide the type of credit that most small and medium companies are used to.
All right, Brian. Well, again, you have been right for so long. But the thing is, you stick to your guns. But let me tell you, folks, it's not like he's guessing this stuff. This is just the latest research report from my man. He does the work. We'll talk to you again soon, my friend. Talk to you again soon.
You want to say my brother? All right. Good as always from Charles Pilzer. Now let's get down to this debauchery, guys. Obviously, as we see AMC stock price is taking a little dip. Like I said, I'm not concerned with it until we break through 515. I don't expect any crazy moves, despite the fact that somehow Intera dumped more Ape shares today during the court case, but Ape has risen. I don't know how that's actually happened, and I don't know why Intera will be dumping shares at this point. But guys, let's double tap on him. Still sitting at 0 shares available alone. Interesting factor. Cost of borrow fee on these 100,000, 150,000 shares was at 332.9%. Where they got the 100,000 shares, I don't know. But they paid a 400% cost to borrow on it. AMC still sitting on the threshold list. So all this is still kind of tying together. But we're still having that little debauchery where it's like, why is the price not moving? With clear shares not rolling, and we're up near almost 400% cost of borrow on the threshold list. That's that thing where we already know, hey, I'm not getting excited till there's a break but at 516 to climb up there. But like I said, we're tuned in on the debauchery occurring here. Let's keep tapping in. Pulled up, this is our little Ortax data showing shortages on AMC now currently at 23.75%. Climbing on back up to 24%. Cost to borrow average 299.29. Cost to borrow max is back up at 1,000 now. So that means at some point there were shares that were hit at 1,000. We're getting a little bit loose in there, all right? But now let's keep going with it. All right, hold on. Before we go to that, Wednesday's report, our GDP, we had a beat. Market was shooting up. I know y'all saw the market start to eat up, and then it kind of rested back down. That's because it was kind of like and then they're like, oh, wait, tomorrow we have inflation. So Market is banking on the inflation report. Inflation comes in good. Inflation comes in slow. Market's going to the moon. Market is running next week. Next week is on and popping. Inflation comes in under. All right. You know, you might have a little stalemate in the market, but like I said, I still don't think it's going to be like a big dip. This right here, we've got a teenage bull market in the growing. It's a growing boy. It's eating a lot, okay? But I don't think there's anything to really knock it off its pivot. There's only thing is it can be catalyst to kind of put that E85 in there. This inflation comes back as beats, just like we had to beat with the GDP. Oh, it's up there. It's up there. Now, guys, let's get down into our AMC court case, guys. I'm gonna put this link down here. There's a lady, Marcus with May on Twitter. She has basically a overview, a step by step of what was occurred and what was going on. Because like I said, I had to come in. I was like, I'm getting information. I'm hearing different things. I said, wait, hold on, wait a minute. Well, one for one, guys. Allegheny, like I much said, is not with us. They're not. That's not a retail. Allegheny was trying to short. Allegheny, let me explain to you from what I'm understanding. Allegheny shorted Ape because what they're saying is they thought it was a Trojan horse, which it was a Trojan horse. So they went in there and they shorted the hell out of it, right? Which is, could explain why, it had to move to $10 and then got smashed down. We don't know. Got shorted to smithereens. Then it was turned and weaponized, and tearing people started scooping it all up, right? And utilizing that as like a way that they were doing their little dark pool transactions, etc., etc. Allegheny is trying to sue on the fact of that they didn't know when they shorted it down that it was going to be weaponized. Well, why the hell did you short it in the first place? Guys, maybe I'm tripping, but that's what I read. We're gonna hit a couple of these notes. Obviously, I can't take off forever with this, but that's why we had a shorter video. So let's get down with this. Let's see here. Intera took advantage of the tracking aspect of 8 versus AMC, which fully disclosed the documentation to be fair. When I and others first entered 8, it was before Intera transaction because I read the same thing in the documents. So again, I wish that this was televised so I could see the judge's reaction instead of just reading, because you can't really tell by what somebody else relaying the information of what was said on the phone is, but you can't tell on the phone what's occurring. But the judge had a lot of situations where she was trying to stop and get an understanding. I don't know if that was a point of where she was like, wait a minute, this is stupid, this doesn't make sense, or if it was a point of like she's catching all the fraud. But Allegheny and themselves with the lawsuit was kind of, they're trying to get money back off of doing a false move. They shorted a stock that shorted Ape because they say they thought it was a Trojan horse, which it was, like I mentioned, and then it ended up getting weaponized. I don't know if there's anything illegal there, right? If they aren't going in off the preface, like I said, we have all our objectives where it's like, hey, they stole it, they said it was a dividend, etc., etc. AMC is trying to say that it was a dividend. Of course, the only issue is that with a dividend, we never received any money too. They sold the Ape shares to other institutions, other people like Ontera. They didn't give it back to AMC investors, so it wasn't a dividend, right? So there's that argument point, but let's double tap in here. Let me see if I got the right point here. All right. But always the risk is you don't get 51% of the total votes, since it's quite difficult to get a meaningful amount of retail to show up. And Tara did this deal. The plaintiff is saying that the mirror vote was everything to allowing the deal to work. All right, let's go down here. This is when she says 2x is step 2 of it. Obviously, we're not going to read the whole thing. I'm going to give the link to y'all, but I just want y'all to kind of catch the premise of it. The judge right now is asking for clarity, and she's going down by what's saying on, so that's how you got to read it. The judge is right now is asking clarification because she doesn't understand how in August, the Ape shares would be a problem to the tune of dropping 1/7 the price, right? So basically, she's trying to figure. She's like, wait a minute, how did you know that Ape was gonna go down? And I'm assuming that she's speaking Allegheny. Allegheny is the plaintiff, I believe, right? Would Allegheny be the plaintiff or the defendant? No, AMC would be defended. Alleghany's plaintiff. 3X, all right, 3. So now the plaintiff is suggesting the AMC knew that the ape shares would fail and set up an Intera to do a deal, even though he's also saying he thought the ape issuance would not fail. The judge is clearly a bit confused. Now, mind you guys, whether or not this is true or not, they didn't even come. I was assuming that they would come to the court case with evidence, right? It's a lot of this stuff that he's alleged he's not even able to prove, and he admits that he can't prove it. I'm sitting up and saying, hell, you've got 3 years of retails going busting all through documents and things like this to give you some type of proof of things that are occurring. But like I said, I guess you can't 100% point that it's occurring because a lot of things are happening on the dark pool and behind the closet, but still. All right, 4. Now the judge is mocking the flyer way the brief was written. This lady said, I too thought it was unprofessionally written brief relative to anything I've read. Basically saying that this was unprofessionally done on Allegheny's part. They had all this time, and this is what we coming up here with. But like I said, I believe Allegheny, we already know what them short, and I personally believe Allegheny was a plan in this whole situation. Allegheny is not retail. Allegheny is not with us, so I hope y'all didn't mistake that. Here we go. Oh my gosh, the guy's using the word we, trying to include us like we're all in this together. Which is why if y'all go on Twitter, y'all are seeing a lot of people like the plaintiffs, these objectives do not speak for us, which like I said, the judge ain't gonna read that, guys. Because now he's trying to Allegheny's now trying to use retail as a backing for them to get their damn money off of something that they created by shorting and overplaying. 5. This guy's using the word we. Thought the ape was a Trojan horse, so we did bid it down. He said he thought ape was a Trojan horse, so they shorted it. I.e. we caused it to fail. So that's what allowed it to be true, and now we're suing because we sabotaged the company's asset raising efforts. Guys, this is mind-blowing. This might be this is stupid. This is not who I want to be talking for us. Obviously, they're not talking for us, but this is stupid. So the judge just asked, so you're saying December, once the thing was destroyed by shorts, and Terra realized the mirror voting will be the right way to do this, so your issue is they use mirror voting, The implication is, so basically they're saying when the 8 had Allegheny not come in and shorted the balls off of this, and that price ran up, even when they did that conversion to 8, they might not have necessarily had that next step planned. That next step got created once they were able to buy 8 at $1 and $2 and figure out a way that they were going to try to now smother in converting this all back to cover all this fraud that's occurred, all the short synthetic shares, right? Because if that price had ran up, Abe had ran up to $40-$50, that would not have been the application or place to be able to, for them to be able to then try to cover, because they would have to short that the Smith. They would have tried to ape the ape to try to do this again, right? So Allegheny jumped the gun, screw retail, right? Shorted the pants off of it, brought the price down, and then Intera slides in like, oh, I have an idea how we're going to do this. All right. And this is what the judge is like, so wait, let me get this right. So after you destroyed it, they came in and figured out that Intera, that them being able to mirror vote, buying up all the shares would give them enough to be able to account for shareholders and vote across, right? The implication is that before the shorts came in, the mirror voting was irrelevant, i.e. Intera was not involved in any way with this Trojan horse issue. You speak of AMC issuing ape in August. 8. So you're saying the AMC hope for the best, but plan for the worst. And that's why you're saying you have a claim, because they plan for the worst. And that's what's unfair, because they did it did it by using a mirror vote. Now, again, I want y'all to see how this is getting summarized. Like, she's clarifying, but this isn't talking about any of the fraud that occurred. This isn't, no, they've been creating synthetics and shooting it through the dark pool and not putting on, that's not this discussion. So y'all keep this in mind here. So now, and she's talking about the judge. So now she's like, so you're saying that this is like a poison pill, which, by the way, is quite legal, is what she's saying. It's legal what occurred. So then she's like, I love how she said, so then she's like, I feel like I'm reading like her. Why is the only problem in December Why shouldn't I look at it in August, assuming for intent and a scheme, right? He says, so now the plaintiff is saying, I'm not saying that there was an intent to weaponize the mirror voting in August because I cannot prove that. However, because of what happened, for example, we bid it down like a Trojan horse and it ended up being used as a weapon. It sounds like Allegheny need to be sued by retail, right? But again, you can't sue by retail. I mean, you can short a stock, right? But the point is, they were trying to beat everything or beat retail. There was no confirmation to talk about this. So they tried to jump in and short the stock down because apparently thought it was a Trojan horse. So I guess they were going to try to obliterate the stock. But either way it goes, that was still a bunch of retail money in there. So you're no friend of mine. You obliterated a portion of AMC price, right? Which is how AMC is kind of rebutting, trying to say, hey, we didn't smash the price down. They smashed the price down, right? So at that taking point, it could have ran up to 20, 30, 40 bucks, right? And at this point, we'd be having a different discussion if your 8 was worth this and AMC was worth that, right? Because it was still balanced. You would still have a higher price point. But the people that caused it to go down are now trying to sue to get money back because they caused a weapon. They built a sword, and it tears. Oh, yeah, this ought to work, right? This is what the breakdown of what's going on. I just want to give a summary. We're gonna read a couple more of these, and like I said, I'm put the link. Y'all go read it so y'all can catch this. Y'all gonna be like, oh my god, this is stupid. That's probably why it was somebody Allegheny put their fire alarm because they realized how stupid this argument was. This is what y'all had for all this time. Oh my god. Let's see here. Plaintiff clarifies 2 claims. In August, 8 was a Trojan horse, and we started to feel we lose. 2, after Inter, we believe they weaponized it. Finally, we want to stick with the second claim because it became weaponized, only because we bid 8 down. So now we feel it's stronger. Oh my god. All right, this is 12. Whoa, now she's saying your previous claim is doing a lot of work because it's the basis of your demand for relief of 8 because of December. And also, it's the timing that is forcing AMC to try to settle with you versus ignore your entire claim. So basically, she's getting that up here. She's basically alluding to the fact that Allegheny, she's realizing that Allegheny coming in and jumping in here at the last point is kind of almost forcing AMC to settle because they need that money, right? So I wish I could see the court case, but it feels like she's sitting up there like, wait a minute, are you fraudster? Which obviously you reading about what they did, I'm sitting up there like, oh, what the hell is this? This is not who needs to be speaking for us. This is not us. This is not, which is why a lot of people are like, they're not representing us. I already knew Allegheny wasn't representing us when they accepted that settlement out the gate. Unless they just knew they had a horrible argument. 13, while she's calling him out. All right, just so I can respect it. She's like, hey, you wanted this rush because you seemed to understand that this lawsuit was bad for this company. So you wanted to settle right away. Is that right? Oh God. This is Zern talking to Allegheny. 14, and she's like, here's the deal. You're saying this stuff, but you admit the problem would have been so bad that the cash claim would harm the company. So you're asking for shares? Oh God, people. So basically, she's basically now putting her foot on Allegheny, basically saying, oh, so wait a minute. If you cared, you're saying that you cared so much about the company that you said that the cash claim would have been too much for the company. So now you want shares instead? Okay, all right. 15. The plaintiff's like, no, you got to understand they get these shares and people can just sell them. But if the conversion is great, then we make money on the reconvergence. Wow, no foul play by the plaintiff filing a suit at all. Guys, this guy is literally in there talking to the judge. Basically, and y'all come down and read the rest. Y'all are catching how stupid this is shaping out. Basically, he's saying, I want money. We thought we were going to get money by doing it like this. It didn't work out. They 2000 IQ'd us because we were going stupid at it. We screwed retail out of their money, but we're supposed to be we, right? They say we. But yeah, we said bump retail short of the stock, even though that was part of retail money, without there being any notification that we were doing anything. Like, obviously, I know you can't, but hey, that money wasn't AMC that created. That was broken off of our AMC price to make APE. They shorted it because they said they thought it was a Trojan horse. Ape and Terra then comes in as a savior, buys the hell out of it at $3, $2, $4, and then turns it into a weapon. Now they're like, wait a minute. We want in on this. We wanted some money. Wait a minute. So they're converting it back. Since they're converting it back, we're suing because now we want to redo. We want to redo our plan because we want to make money since they're going to reconvert it. Oh, my Lord. Hey, guys, listen. We're going to stay up to date on this. I'm going to post this down there. Y'all go read through this right here. This step by step. She's got the beginning. She's got break. And then afterwards, she said it got cut off about 30 minutes before it ended. But you get the gist of what's going on here. This is, I don't know if I would say this is good or bad. To me, this does not look good. This doesn't look good. Like I said, I already expect the conversion, but I thought they was going to be able to do a little bit more. I mean, this is pathetic. Maybe some other objectors are going to be there. Apparently, only like 2 of the 13 objectors showed up. I mean, they had the fire alarm pulling. Guys, this is the clown show kicking off at the gate on the first day. I ain't going to lie to you. But this right here was just pathetic watching this. But like I said, guys, hey, we're going to stay up there on this, guys. We got our inflation report tomorrow. We got round 2 and basically the biggest day of them all for our court hearing tomorrow. Y'all, I'm gonna put this link down and y'all go read on this. I want y'all to be up to date with this nonsense. This is insane. Obviously, like I said, I hate the fact that we can't see the judge because we probably would have seen the judge raise her eyebrow like this and I'd be like, oh hell, there it goes. But like I said, this even alone with the tone and how she's asking and then this is the plaintiff, now mind you, this is the person that's supposed to be suing on behalf of retail, and he's getting chewed up because he's just talking stupid. Adam Aaron then probably just sitting back like this. Oh my God. Hey, but like I said, guys, you know how we got to do it. Yes, sir. Allie Haney, we hate you.